Oh, okay. See, we are actually live now. Yeah, I hit the thing that said go live, and it said an error occurred, and I was like,
Oh
holy crap!
no.
And then I'm trying to fix the thing where it says an error occurred, and all the other things were. I was actually streaming live to the other places. So anyhow, once again, I have a problem with Facebook. So we'll have to figure that out again for those people who are wanting to watch on
Is it not
Facebook.
working on Facebook?
I don't know. It says here, I have an exclamation point, but welcome to A.M.O.K.
And everything goes amok
That,
always.
one way or another. I tell you, when I chose the name, it was very, I don't know, I guess I was
Apropos.
Perfect.
apropos. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
very. Anyhow, it's my week, and I scoured the world and found the best of the best, and Pam and Devin. It's not Dustin. It's not any. I don't know. I
And it's
don't
not
know.
May
Anyhow.
28th either.
It's not May 28th. No, this whole thing was cursed, and I blame it on
Totally.
censorship.
It was totally me.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm the one that did the flyer, so I take the blame 100%.
I blame
Sorry.
it from the little small portion of Arkansas because, see, when I first moved to Arkansas, I moved to Bentonville. I said, "There's something odd about this place," and that's just down the street from where they're all from. Hey, I don't know which one of you speak. In my clan, I'm the speaker. My wife usually stays behind and goes, and she points at me until I start talking. Then she interjects, and I have to. Never mind. We'll get into that. Anyhow, tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Yeah, do you want to start?
I'll let you talk.
Okay,
You're
so
good at
yeah, my name's Devin Grant. This is Pam Grant. We're from the Bentonville, Arkansas area, so we live in Centerton, and we are two of the three co-founders of the Cam Paranormal team. So there's actually three of us. The other gentleman is David Hicks, who lives in the Kansas City area. But in 2022, we were all doing public investigations, and we were getting to the point where it's like, we really want to do more. We really want to go out, have longer, more in-depth scientific investigations. And we were coming home one time from a public investigation. We're like, we really want to join a team. So we started reaching out, and basically we were getting rejected every, no, there's.
I understand that.
Accepting any more members, we're not doing public investigations. So try again later.
So are you talking about River Valley Paranormal? Because I did that a lot. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, it happens a lot. So we met all these great folks when we were doing these investigations. We were networking, and we just started reaching out saying, hey, would you be interested in joining forces and doing, some private investigations? So in 2022, we had our first one. It went great. We had a couple others. And then in early 2023, we're like, let's formalize this thing and let's create an actual team. So we created Cam Paranormal, and the rest is kind of history. So we've been investigating now for a couple of years. Quite a few investigations under the belt, and yeah, really excited to see what's going to happen in the future.
Oh yeah, no, that's cool. I remember when I was going through your website, I was just laughing. I was like, oh yeah, we've investigated that, we've investigated that, we've investigated that. So and so I thought that was kind of funny because we're all part of our own individual teams. In the A.M.O.K region, and so we've got together and had an opportunity to investigate together at certain places. The first thing that I saw that made me laugh was the Ray County Museum, and that's the first time that was the first time we all got together.
Yeah.
Correct? Yeah. So it was a kind of an interesting place. So what's your spin on it?
Yeah. It is interesting. So we actually, the lady who was there for the night with us, I guess the director, she gave us a full walkthrough of it, a lot of the history on it. And so if you want to watch it, it's about 45 minutes long. It's on our YouTube channel, but really interesting history and just a weird setup of the place. It's like a Y-shaped buildings. I think it was like 54 different bedrooms in it, but for the night itself, for activity wise, I mean, we were doing what happened with Ken downstairs.
So we were doing some Estes method sessions down in the basement, and we had a few different folks do it at different times through the night, and we were getting pretty consistent responses. So
sorry, the dog.
Yeah, so these folks were not in the same sessions as the other folks. We brought them down separately. Let me close the door real quick. And
I saw him sneaking up behind you.
yeah, I know she's got the squeaker and she's ready. So yeah, so we were down in the basement, and it was around midnight, and we were using AM radio, so there shouldn't be any kind of real music on at that time of night. And each person that was doing it got like a la 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 fa la la kind of sound that they were saying on the during the session. So we thought that was really interesting. We got some things that really spoke to what the director was telling us about that could have happened down in that area years and years ago. So really neat. But yeah, I think that was really the highlight of the Estes sessions that we had. We did see some shadows, things like that. But it wasn't really necessarily caught on camera. It was just personal experiences from the team. So,
which area did you see the shadows at?
Just the hallways. So on the first floor, past the World War II room, kind of looking down into where does that go? Like the kitchen area, down that hallway. And then there was, I think there were some other ones caught on the second floor up by the mannequins leading into
the band room.
Not the band room. No, it was the Gulf War room. I don't know if you guys saw that. It's in the back. They don't typically open that one up to the public, but it's got a lot of stuff from the Gulf War that officers brought back over. So really interesting.
Yeah, we had full access to the building. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
No, we went in.
Mannequins are crazy though.
Yeah.
Mannequins are creepy anyways. I don't care. Even if you're at the mall, you're like, anyhow. Tina and I, the only place that we had an experience at that museum was down in the basement in that, I guess you'd call it the tack room.
Yeah.
And we spent a good portion of time down there, but we didn't get any EVP or anything like that. And I was really sure we was going to catch something. But I took a lot of great pictures of Tina. But it was
well, Ken got a lot of stuff in that World War II room because I walked in there and
tonight in that one room.
Yeah, I was telling him, my dad's German and trying to get him to talk, and it was crazy.
Yeah, we had some.
Then all of a sudden we made some comment. We're still trying to figure out.
You did.
I made a comment, and they shut down to zero for the rest of the night.
You said something about the Holocaust.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
You said something about the Holocaust, and then it was silent.
Yep.
See, what you're like? What do you call it? Party crasher.
My bad.
You're a downer.
It's not the first time it's happened to me. But anyway, go ahead. Did you guys hear the story about the something was buried out in the lawn?
Bear. Was it a bear?
Was it a bear?
It was a bear.
Yeah,
We didn't hear that one.
I didn't hear that. Yeah.
And it's off to the side. But anyway,
It's on the north side a little bit.
I took a photo of that area, and the way the grass was cut, and the shadows, because it was getting to be dusk, almost, starting to get dark, and it actually looked like an elongated bear laying there.
It did. It was wild.
Wow.
There was a circus that had gone through town, and their bear had died, and they just ended up burying it in that particular spot. And you can still see. I mean, there was a depression there that you can see where it was for sure. But yeah, that picture was crazy that Ken ended up with, because it did look like a bear.
It was pretty
With
funny.
the grass or whatever it was. It was neat.
And of course, the jokes went hog wild.
No, I couldn't let it go.
I know that is an unbearable picture. Dad jokes. It was perfect. I'm sorry. Back to you, Devin.
Oh, no. All I was going to add, we were talking about the World War II room. I did remember that one of the team members, had an EMF meter, and they were just doing a sweep of the room and noticed that one of the uniforms, it was really odd, that when he went by the uniform itself, it spiked, and he went around it and there was nothing. He went around the other side, there was nothing, but just in the middle, for no apparent reason, there was nothing, no outlet beside it, nothing like that, no electrical source. that it was getting a really strange reading. So that was one thing that they caught in that room.
That's the same thing with Jess. Jess went in there with the dowsing rods and was getting. She would ask questions, and it kept pointing to that uniform near the door. It was near the door.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
It was a cool place.
No. So you did, but that was just one of the places that we all investigated. I wanted to ask you because I've never been there. I've kept trying to get in there, but every time I was available, they weren't available, all that stuff. Tell me about Drake Field.
Yeah.
Oh, we like Drakefield.
Go ahead.
So we started going to Drakefield back in January, and they left the heat on enough to where the pipes won't freeze. And you have one hangar, two hangar, and then an administrative building or the old terminal. So it was a really cold night. But the first night we were there, we had a lot of, just activity going on, EMF reads, REM pods going off. I don't remember. I mean, just a lot of stuff happening that night. But there's, different stories. There's one area, it's called Ray's area. It's where they used to drop the parachutes down and then roll them up after training. And it's just called Ray's area because one of the gentlemen who used to be a flight captain.
He used to be attached to the airport in some capacity.
But that's his area back there. And we had our GS2 laser grid going. And at one point, just like a shadow blocked it out. Mind you, it was probably about 30 feet down. And it just blocked it. And it got to the point where we were asking, can you black out the laser grid again? And, it was doing on command for us. And so, that was really neat. But, we went into the hangar too, where there's the helicopters where every single one of the either vehicles or the airplanes, anything like that, have been used out either in training or in actual battle. So some of them have even gone down and they're rebuilding them. And then back in the second area in Hangar 2 is Adam's area. And she told Lacey, who's the executive director, told us that the reason they call him Adam is because the paranormal group previously had gone there and they asked about a name and they kind of got Adam. And that's why they just call him Adam, but he doesn't like people. And so
I don't like people.
Why do you think we hunt ghosts? We don't like people. And so
that's true.
Because there's a lot of banging back there. But I was walking back there, and everybody else was kind of up towards the front of it, and I was walking around, and we have actually video of this. And I just get off camera, and you hear me go, "Whoa, cool!" Because I just felt going across with a really cold breeze. Mind you, there was no drafts in that building. I had on my dad's Air Force jacket, so it's like a heavy jacket on top of it. And looking at the video later, Devin actually noticed that you can see there's a piece of tape that just moves, and then you hear me say that, but there was no drafts anywhere.
Huh.
So we're like, okay, this is a really cool place. We got to get back. A little bit later, a couple months later, we went back, and lo and behold, my biggest fear when I ghost hunt is actually seeing people there who should not be there. Give me ghost all day long. Having somebody there who shouldn't be is, pretty scary. And next thing I know, I'm sitting here watching our cameras in the first hangar. Everybody's in the second hangar, and I hear people talking. And I'm like, no. Camera. Well, up walks one of our members and two officers.
Oh, no.
Showed up, yeah. And so they're like, oh, we know you're supposed to be here. We got word there are cars here. We called up the executive director. It's all cool. So they actually hung out with us all night because they're really interested in what we were doing.
Nice.
And one of the officers, he's part of the team now because he really enjoys it. He got really good reaction at the Air Museum. And where, especially in Ray's area, him and Ray have like a connection. And he's asking questions, asking, can you make we have a motion sensing light go off, when nobody's near it. Again, it's like 30 feet down. And he's like, hey, can you make the light go off, turn on? And sure enough, the motion light turns on. And he's about 5 feet from it. And that's very true.
Very true.
So, another portion of the night, he actually starts asking, so we had the REM pod out, can you make, the blue light go off? And the blue light on the REM pod goes off. Can you make the green light go off? And it's going off from his request.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty amazing. When it first started happening, we thought immediately, okay, it's got to be something on this person. It's got to be a radio, some piece of electronics that officers typically have that would cause this to go off. And we tried to debunk all of that. He took off his vest, he took off the radio, his cell phone, everything, and it was still happening on command. So I was like, wow, that's pretty impressive.
Even in the middle of the first hangar, towards the end of the night, we took a REM pod directly in the middle of the hangar, nothing around for at least 20 feet.
Right.
And he asked, can you go near the REM pod? And the REM pod goes off.
Yeah. So,
I wonder if he's some kind of ghost magnet or something.
we've wondered that if he either has some sort of an attachment or some sort of beacon for this place. When he walks in, it just lights up. That's kind of our hypothesis on that, because it really comes to life when he's around.
Mm-hmm.
We had lots of activity in January, like Pam said. There was nothing like the activity that we had when we went back, and he came. So,
are you sure he's real?
So yes,
I talked to an apparition before. Didn't know he wasn't real.
Yeah.
Talked to him for 10 minutes. It's like, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So it was pretty impressive, and like Pam said, lots of different pieces of equipment that kind of corroborated what we were seeing. If we have one piece that kind of acts a little screwy, we'll discount it. But if it's different pieces around the entire location that are doing the same things, that's pretty impressive.
I mean, I was gonna say, most of the time, you go on your investigations and you get little bits here and there, and we've had nights where it's just been constant. After like 9 p.m., it'll just go constant for a couple of hours.
So I would highly recommend getting into the Air Museum, Adrian. To answer your question, it's so worth it. Get into Drakefield. There's a lot of I think museum activity, but there's also some other stuff going on there.
Well, the question I have for you is, why is it haunted?
So I think part of it, my theory, right, and I could be totally wrong, but so much of that equipment has been used in action, in battle, the different wars. So much trauma, probably attached to that, or just feelings in general, that there are attachments to this things. I don't think anything necessarily happened on site at the airport.
Mm-hmm.
Like any kind of museum, things are attached to what's brought in. Yeah.
Exactly.
And if some of those spirits have gone, or if some of the people have gone, that may be a happy place for them, and they're sitting in the cockpit trying to get that thing to take off again.
Let's get out of this place. No, okay. Now your name, Cam. What does that stand for?
Yeah, great question. Kansas, Arkansas, Missouri. So that's the three areas that the original members were from when we formed.
Okay. I was going to ask you what you had against Oklahoma.
I can't tell you what I have against Oklahoma either. I'm from LA, Lower Alabama, so no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but if they would have added the O, it would have been camo.
They would have been camo. We were almost camo, but
that would have been cool.
I'm not just talked out. No, the reason why I asked is because you guys did that. Have you ever had an opportunity to go to Muskogee and investigate the batfish?
Oh, I want to so bad. I still haven't done it.
Just down the from you, Shauna.
I know.
We would absolutely love that. We haven't investigated any actual ship like that. We were, on a personal note, we were actually down in Pensacola a few weeks ago, and we went to Mobile, and they had the battleship Alabama.
Yes.
The submarine drum, I believe.
Yes.
You have to drive underwater to get there, right?
No,
not there. Not unless you're coming from like Dothan to Mobile.
There's one I went to as a kid that had a battleship and a submarine, and we had to go in a tunnel that went underwater. And I remember
that is the same one.
Okay.
That's the same one.
Okay.
They just went a different route.
Exactly. Yeah, but there was a lot of people there when we were there. We couldn't actually do an investigation. But it was just neat to walk through those. All the history of those places is amazing. And that was. I would love to be able to investigate like the Batfish in Muskogee or any other ship like that.
Well, the cool
That
thing about-
battlefield, that one in Mobile, I actually went when I was in high school, and I wasn't into the paranormal then because it wasn't cool. No, I'm just kidding. I wasn't into it then because I didn't really,
cool
it
now.
didn't really comprehend into my brain. That's what something I wanted to do. I was a teenager, but it gave me creepy, eerie feelings going down the ladder and going down those hallways, and they're so narrow.
yeah,
And it's crazy.
with hundreds of sweaty men in it. And no,
Going-
the reason why I
going
say that is because I asked you why the Drake Field was haunted,
Yeah.
and you kind of touched on it a little bit. See, the batfish, I wanted to investigate that specifically because there was no deaths ever on that trip.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, why are these places haunted? And somebody had told me it was esprit de corps, and I was like, okay, well, let's check out the batfish. So we were the first team to actually investigate the team. So I believe. I may not. I may be wrong, but this was years ago, and and we got in there and we had a blast, and it is haunted, and so that esprit de corps does matter. The soldiers. There was a lot of pride in that ship because it had a record more than any others for sub-to-sub kills on a single mission on a single tour. I think it holds the record for the most sub-to-sub kills, and so that's pretty awesome. So anybody who's part of that ship, of course, would be very proud to be there. But there was
Well, I
never,
also think that it's something that's in their memory. They're young kids. Well, we were kids when we were in the service, so most of them were young kids, and that's a big memory for people like that.
if I die and I go back to haunting like Saint or
I better not go to Fort Polk, Louisiana. I swear to God.
If I go to right Pat, I'll be like, oh my God, I'm in Ohio on the hill. And
Right? Like, no, thank you. I do not want to go back to Fort Polk. Please don't make me.
So the batfish is a submarine.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm sorry. That's it. But yeah, but it's cool. World War II sub, and I don't, I haven't contacted them in a while because we got so busy doing homes again and doing stuff. We got so busy. And now now that I'm slowing down, I want to take time to go to places that we did before to see if we get the same kind of stuff.
Right?
I wonder if the Chicago Museum would allow us to do something on the U-boat.
Oh,
I've been on that. It's in the museum.
that would be
Actually,
fun.
I toured it when I was a kid. Probably a couple.
You're a paranormal investigator when you're like, ooh.
On your vacations, like, what can I do paranormal on your
Exactly.
The Chicago Museum. What are you talking about?
Science and Industry Museum.
Oh, see, we did the Field Museum.
Oh, well, that's next door.
Yeah, well, I didn't go. I didn't know. No, I should have went there. I want to see the salvo lines, but anyhow.
Place was huge. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get to see
I
that.
think Sue was there too.
We're taking the show away from Cam, y'all.
The T-Rex. Well, we're talking about submarines. Sorry.
We're supposed to be interviewing them.
Okay, well, we'll digress here. We'll go back to talk to these guys.
Okay, we'll go back to Drake Field then. So actually at Drake Field, come October, we are partnering with them and we're going to put on a public investigation. They haven't had any in a couple of years. So
Yeah.
they asked us
Talk about it.
to do that.
That'd be cool.
So it's going to be our first of actually putting on one. So it should be fun. And but so they're going to be doing a dinner beforehand and then talking about the museum, the history, and then kind of pass it over to us. And I know tickets for members just went on sale yesterday. And then for the general public, they're going to go on sale August 1st, but it's like $25.
That's
it's
not bad.
for, dinner and entertainment for the night. So
That's really good. Actually, good price.
So it's going to be $25 for members of the museum, $35 for non-members of the museum. 100% of the proceeds will go to the museum. So it's purely a benefit for the museum. If anybody,
what night is that?
do what?
What night is that?
It's the 26th of October. It's going to start at 6 p.m. Yeah.
And there's only 20 tickets available.
Right.
So, I mean, she's keeping it pretty small.
Historically, it happened before COVID, and they stopped it, when COVID happened. I don't think they've had it since then. So historically, this has sold out pretty quickly. So if anybody's interested, click the Linktree link, and you'll see that there's a link to the tickets. So you can go out and buy tickets, save the link. If you're interested, definitely do that. It would be a great benefit to the museum.
And where actually is that?
Yeah, it's in Fayetteville, Arkansas. So,
okay.
Yep.
No, that's pretty cool. So you get so all the proceeds go to the museum.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
awesome. I like that.
Yeah.
So, no, if it wasn't that weekend.
Yeah, that's always a tough time to schedule anything in that part of October.
Oh yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool. It's just we'll be in Little Rock. So
Okay.
Another scary place. Okay.
I was driving through that area years ago, and I somewhere near Fayetteville, and I noticed that there was a small town called Beaver, Arkansas. And it totally cracked me up because I'm driving through and I see this Beaver Cemetery sign, and it was getting dusk, so I know I had to get home. So I laughed for a good hour or two about that. Took a picture of the sign, but have you ever been there? Is there anything else there? And I'm not making fun of the city. I just found
I would. I'd make fun. It's like,
Dude, there's a Hooker, Oklahoma.
I saw the Beaver Cemetery.
Come on.
I saw the Beaver Cemetery sign, and that just tore me up right there.
Yeah, I've never been through Beaver, Arkansas, so
It's
not. There's some odd towns though. I think there's a Toadsuck, Arkansas.
Yep, there's a Toadsuck.
Yeah,
Flippin, Arkansas.
Flippin. So yeah, there's some interesting names there.
There you go.
I could do a flipping because I'd be like, "This is my flipping town." So,
Flippin shirt and everything.
Right? I mean, they could make bank off of merch in that place.
Yeah, what Uranus did.
Yeah.
So where else have you guys been?
Man,
mostly
whoever came up with the fudge pack in Uranus was awesome, though.
Yeah.
Marketing genius.
Exactly. A couple months ago, we did Ashmore Estates. That was one of our big.
Oh, that's a good one.
Great place. Yeah.
Really good place. Lots of activity there. Long drive from West Arkansas, but so worth it to get there. We stayed the full night there. Obviously, they have the bunkhouse. That's a great addition.
A great addition that Robin put together. Yeah. Been there many times.
We didn't stay the night, but that third floor really got me on that one.
Yeah. The basement, boiler room, we heard some interesting knocking down there. We heard scuffling footsteps actually walking towards us when there was nobody there. So lots of that. Dave, who's the other co-founder, did a witching hour hunt and caught some interesting things around the third floor as well. So lots of neat stuff that happened at that one. Lots of interaction in the, I guess, the girls' room. Can't remember her name.
There's the little kids on the second floor.
Yeah.
Ava or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. I can't remember her name.
But yeah, so that was a really fun one. We did the Dilgert House in Atchison, Kansas, which that one's
Dilbert House. Okay.
Dilgert House. It was newly purchased. Mill and Tomas. I can't remember their last names right now, but they purchased it recently. I think it's been about a year now. And they were inviting paranormal groups in just to see what kind of evidence they could collect. And we didn't catch a lot on video. There were some personal experiences that happened there. We had some SLS hits down in the basement. Interesting place. I would highly recommend that. They're on the Atchison loop now with McNair and
McIntyre and the Sally House.
Exactly.
Yep.
Let's see what else. We tried the Ozark Morgue. It's a Airbnb in Ozark, Missouri.
I've been there. It was 4 of us stayed there a few months ago. It was It's active. Did you get activity? Did you stay there?
We did stay there. Yeah, we
Yeah.
stayed the night. We booked too many people there. We didn't realize the size of
Oh,
it. We had,
Oh
I think,
no.
Room,
7 members that came, so way too much. But yeah, we stayed the night. We did get some activity. We actually left we didn't have our CCTV running that night. We just left handy cams running while we went out to dinner. And we heard all kinds of like footsteps. The handy cams were like shaking on the tables. There were some weird things like that happening. We, not a big orb person, but we did catch some pretty impressive orbs in that place that came down and actually hit one of the investigators in the face. And it could be pure coincidence, but they wiped their face right when it happened. So
nice.
That's
pretty
awesome.
neat. Yeah.
And talking with them, we're like, did you feel anything? They're like, nope. Just
For whatever reason,
yeah.
they had to do it. So,
Huh.
Yeah, it's an itty bitty place. I mean,
It
there's
is.
only there's
It
one
is.
one room, a kitchen, and a bathroom.
Yeah, we were again another cold
And
night.
there was a morgue?
At the morgue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a morgue.
And the front half was a sanctuary, but we couldn't get into that because they had it set up
Storefront,
as a storefront now. In the basement, we couldn't get into just because of safety reasons.
Right.
So yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. If you're in the Ozark area and you just want to stay the night at an Airbnb, check it out. It's a fun place.
Yeah, that's Ozark, Missouri.
Ozark, Missouri, correct?
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's an Ozark, Arkansas, just down the street.
I know my brother lives in Ozark, Arkansas. That's why I said, nope, this is Ozark, Missouri. Right by
Yeah.
It's like 20 minutes from Springfield.
Yeah, exactly. Before that, we did the Clayton House in Fort Smith, Arkansas. So yeah, that was an interesting place. You want to talk about the EVPs you caught?
Yeah, so it was during a public hunt, and there's maybe 6 people in total there, so not a lot of people there.
You did that expensive hunt, the Clinton House?
Clean house.
It's an expensive hunt.
It is an expensive, yeah.
I saw that and I laughed. I'll tell you what. I'll try to, when it cools off, I'll try to get that again, and we'll get together and go in there.
Yeah.
I would recommend people to do it at least once. It's a really neat place. But we were up on the second floor doing EVP session, and I had on, my Zoom, so the enhanced, recorder. So I was listening to everything in live, and we were asking questions, and I was getting clear as day answers, yes and no's. And actually, at one point, the people who didn't have one, they were hearing like almost like noises and somewhat of responses, but not as clear as I was.
Yeah, and we have all this stuff's out on YouTube, so you check out the channel, see the videos. But one of the EVPs, it was multiple words. You could hear it like there's syllables there.
Was it male or female?
I couldn't tell.
I couldn't tell you. It sounded probably more female than male.
Yeah. As you go up the stairs, the first room on the right, is where we got a female voice. Obviously female EVP.
Yeah, we were right before the stairs.
And in the room, up the stairs on the left side, I got the best orb photos ever.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So I could have made a career off that. I almost started wearing robes and crystals because I just say I saw this ghost and he moved across the room because there's an orb here and I'm looking this way, and the next picture I'm looking this way and the orb is up this way, and I was like, I could have told everybody I saw this ghost, but I didn't. It's an orb. It was just an orb. Anyhow.
Just Norb.
I love the Clayton House. We saw a spirit cat there too.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Spirit cat. We heard about Spirit cat.
Yeah, we heard about it, but we didn't get to see it.
Yeah.
We're all sitting in the entry room. The front. We usually come in the back door, but as you come in the front door on the right hand side, like living room area.
Yeah.
Not the room that has all the pianos in it and stuff like that. The other side, and we're all sitting on the floor waiting for our eyes to adjust to the dark. So it's at the very beginning of our investigation, and then the shadow cat just ran right in the middle of the whole team. Everybody saw it.
Wow.
It was pretty fun. We was like, okay, this is gonna be a good night.
Interesting. Yeah. We didn't experience the shadow cat, but we did get lots of whispers and random bumps around the house.
Yep.
You know, it was in October, so it could be the weather, you know, cooling and everything, but it's just so coincidental when those things happen, and it's almost on command when you ask for it, there's a knock. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's
No.
That's pretty cool.
I
yeah,
see here on your page that you guys are getting ready to go to the Missouri State Pen.
we are.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
It'd be second time there we've been there. Both of them public hunts, of course, just because it's really expensive to get in there
Yeah.
otherwise. So this one, you know, it's part of Night Shift
Night Shift
Paranormal.
Paranormal.
They're putting on the public
Oh,
hunt,
okay.
and it's I want to say it's like from 8 p.m. till 4 a.m. kind of, you know, all night deal. And I know the first time we were there, we had some good activity in one of the cells. We had the REM pod going
Mhm.
off and stuff like that. But, you know, it's a prison. You got to love them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an amazing place. Check out the oh my gosh, solitary confinement.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's in A Hall, and then you've got
What'd you
death.
call me?
Yeah, I called you an A Hall. And you got
Oh, me.
oh my gosh, the gas chamber.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
That's amazing there too. And then you got or not solitary, death row.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's really active. All three of those are.
okay, when we were there last time, a tornado,
Oh,
I don't know, it hit one of the
Five-
buildings.
5 years ago.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, and
Yeah.
we could not get down into solitary, so that building was all closed off. We could get to death row. We did death row. We did the gas chamber. So we're looking forward to doing all those again, plus getting into that area that we couldn't get into in the past. So
Well, A Hall now apparently has a roof over it again.
okay. Great.
It wasn't there a year and a half ago when I went, but it's supposedly back now. But there's another building they found and dug it up, and
Yeah.
that's behind the. Oh, I think it's behind Death Row.
Mm-hmm.
They,
So where you go in, I think that's the
they
women's
dug up a
section,
room.
and then you go to the right and then down around the back. So
I
that's kind
know
of
what you're talking about. I've
Yeah.
seen it.
The old historic sale. I forgot what they're called, but yeah.
it looks like a barn, really. You know, with a bunch of openings in the front, about 5 or 6 openings. So,
Yeah.
How big is it?
I don't know, maybe 60, 70, maybe 80 feet long, and
And it
about
was buried?
it was all buried. They had to, they finally unburied it. They unburied it about 2 weeks before we went the last time with my
I'm assuming
friends
it was
and I.
intentional then.
That-
Buried.
That just sounds
I
weird.
don't know.
That is
Possibly.
weird.
That's a cool place. So enjoy. Have a great time.
Yeah. We're really looking forward to that one.
When you going?
The 13th of July.
Yeah.
I believe
so
that's
about
Saturday.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's coming up quick.
Yeah,
We're
getting
going-
ready.
Yeah.
We're going a little while after that. So.
Yeah, we're going in September.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I'd say probably just the most fun part about it is I get to tell people at work I'm going to prison. So, you know.
There you go. Going to prison. There you go. That's
No,
pretty
that's funny.
awesome.
No, I'm looking forward to that because I haven't gone there. The only prison I did Ohio State. For
Oh,
4
wow.
years.
Okay.
And that was really cool. We totally enjoyed that. So yeah, we're excited to go to Missouri State. It'll be fun.
Nice. Yeah. Ohio State Reformatory is definitely on our list. It's just,
You know what? That's just a cool place. It's
Yeah.
just neat. Definitely.
It is amazing.
Yeah,
It's
that's one of
huge.
those places you definitely want to go during the day as well because you want to go see the place.
Yep.
Because the place itself is pretty phenomenal.
yeah.
But I like taking pictures and stuff, so I'm looking forward to the Missouri State and check it out and take some
Yeah.
pictures quickly. So looking forward to it. Good times.
Yeah.
So in all your Kansas, Arkansas, Missouri romps, what would you say is your favorite?
That's a tough one.
Like picking a favorite child.
Yeah.
Right.
That's easy. I can tell you my favorite child.
Um,
All parents can. They're just afraid to say it out loud.
What's your favorite one, Pam?
You know, I think I'm gonna have to go to back to Drakeville just because of the amount of activity we get there, and it seems like every time we go, we're never disappointed.
Yeah.
There's always something.
Yeah, the proximity. I mean, you can't beat it. It's
Oh,
30
yeah.
minutes from here, so it's great. You don't have to drive that far, and there's a lot of activity. So I would have to agree. That's one of the top ones for sure. we'll throw a couple others in there that we've gone, repeatedly, is like Beatty Mansion up in St. Joe, Missouri.
That's why we got that creepy hand.
Yeah, we the first time we were there, in the basement, it's always the basement. There's this long hall, and we had a trail cam set up before we had CCTVs, and we had it setting on watching a REM pod and watching, I think, like a tracer light or something like that. And it kept going off, after we were reviewing the footage. In one clip, it's really short, like 10 seconds. You see that the REM pod starts activating. There's nothing there, and all of a sudden, this hand comes into focus, and it starts pulling back from the REM pod, and then it's just gone.
Oh wow!
That's cool.
Yeah.
We zoom in on it as much as we can. Again, it's a trail cam, so it's not the best footage, but that was just amazing to see. I still can't explain that.
Yeah, but even the hallway at the end, there's nothing at the end of the hallway.
It's a dead end,
closed off.
So it was reaching towards the REM pod.
Yeah, and then when it lit up, it was pulling
It was like
away.
almost coming from the ceiling, coming down, and then coming back.
It's like, I'm not touching you.
It's like, it's like,
Yeah,
that's pretty wild.
That was really cool. The second time we went back, we caught a lot of EVPs, a lot of footsteps, a ton of orb activity there, and some of the orbs we couldn't, discount as dust or discount as bugs. They were actually lit, like self-lit, and it's like, what the hell is that thing, floating around? So really impressive.
So you saw it with your eyes?
Yeah, well, we saw it on the CCTV.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So she was down in the CCTV watching the cameras, and there were 4 of us upstairs, and these little balls of light, we didn't see them upstairs, no. To answer your question, we didn't see them with our own eyes, but they were just floating in front of us. The IR light was not on, so it's not like it was lit from the IR light. The daylight, it was still daylight in there, and these things were just there. And it wasn't like dust flowing in front of the sun, anything like that. So it was really interesting.
Well, we as a team, we've seen, actually visibly seen orbs in 3 locations.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
So I was like, one was at the unnamed hospital that just got shut down to everybody. Actually, we saw multiple orbs on the 4th floor. Different colors just floating down there. We try and take a picture, try to take videos. Of course, every time you take a picture, you see dust orbs all over the place. Mm-hmm. And the video camera, I never could see them, but I never thought to turn my IR off. If I would have turned my IR off, we probably would have caught it. And we saw one at a home in Oklahoma. And the other one was at a home in Oklahoma. So, but yeah, so I'm a very firm non-believer in orbs on photos. But I've seen photos that I can't explain that one, so I get what you're saying. That doesn't look like a dust orb. It's not moisture, not a bug. What it could be? Yeah.
I've seen 2. One was just outside of the Philadelphia prison, Eastern State. It was actually along the outer wall. We're walking around the whole place because it's in the city, and you walk around the whole thing. But yeah, it was just like about 5-6 feet off the ground and just kind of following the wall. We figured it was probably a guard doing his, doing the duty. And then I was at a YWCA, and this one was really weird because I saw this movement kind of go around the boiler. So I quickly went over there, and when I looked, the ball of light started shooting out little sparks and little like short lightning bolts, and then it just disappeared. I'm like, no photo of that one. I'm like, oh my god, that was so freaking cool watching it though.
That's cool.
Yeah.
When you take a camera and you put it up, it goes away. It's like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. So goodbye. Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. No, I like places that make you scratch your head. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
No, it's hard when somebody said, "What's your favorite place?" To me, it was fairly easy because I had 2 places like you, places that were local. Because the one hospital I just mentioned was only 40 minutes up the road, and then we had before it burnt down, we had Fort Chaffee here in town. So that was only 5 minutes up the road. So
That's
good
nice. when
time.
you're close.
So
Yeah.
where do you guys spend most of your time? In Kansas, Arkansas, or Missouri, or where? I mean, what?
I would probably say the majority of the well, I don't know. It's a split between Kansas and Missouri. Recently, it's been more Arkansas just because we've been able to get into more locations in Arkansas. Last couple of years, it was hard to get into places. I cold calling people, asking if we could get in, and it takes a while to build up that trust for them to let,
Yeah.
or at least for us. So now they're finally to the point where they are letting us in. So we are doing more and more in Arkansas. But historically, it was the
Kansas City
City area, yeah, all around Kansas City and
Sure.
Kansas and Missouri. Yeah, I would say that's probably the bulk of the investigations. We have done some in the St. Louis area as well, St. Charles.
Ghost hunt, or the ghost walk down there.
Yeah, well, Two
St.
Chick
Charles.
in Marketplace. So one of our members, or Dave, one of the co-founders, he had a connection with the folks that own that place, and it was on the old, I guess, downtown area historic parts, and it was haunted. He's done a few investigations there and caught some pretty interesting things. It's no
Okay.
longer called Two Chicks; it's called
Vintage.
Bentique, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, one of the shops down there,
Yeah.
down on Main Street.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Interesting. Okay, there's
Yeah.
a lot of history in that area.
Yeah.
I sat at the gazebo with my son and some other people and just played the spirit box for about an hour and a half. We were catching all sorts of little
Really?
snippets here and there, but nothing, nothing to take home, because it was just too fuzzy or staticky. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Lewis and Clark landed there. Come on,
Exactly.
Pretty cool.
So
So what do you guys do for a living? What do you?
Yeah. You want to go first?
So actually, Ken, you might know this. Millport Sigma, they're based out of, one of their places are based out of in St. Louis. It's a life science pharmaceutical. So I work there. I'm, completely remote, but I do a lot of, troubleshooting, process improvement, stuff like that.
okay.
So
Yeah, I work for the large
the Evil Empire.
company in Northwest Arkansas, doing governance for tech and data. So
Cool.
So are you able to use your professional life in your paranormal life at all?
I think so. So I've always been a techie process improvement kind of person. So we like to take that kind of mindset and apply that to our investigations. Be very methodology. Can't speak tonight. Add rigor to our investigations, where we're very process oriented. We go through strict things to try to debunk items, and we always question why something is happening, to dig down to find that root cause. So yeah, it all applies from personal to professional, in this sense. So
Actually, so where I work at, I was talking with one of my team members, and I don't know how we got on the topic about it, but I was telling I do this, and she's part of the team now because she's always been interested. She's done it a little bit, and she is officially part. Her and her husband are part of the team now, and so they've gone out with us a couple of times investigating. First time I met her was when we went to Ashmore.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if y'all are seeing filters. I got people joking in chat.
Oh no.
Yeah, I saw 2 feet behind you just a second ago.
Yeah, she's running around.
And then 2 more feet came out. Oh, that's the cat. Is it?
Oh, dog.
Dog.
Oh.
Actually, so we have the Omni event, the Paracon in Independence.
That's what's going through next. So
Yeah, so we have that coming up, and I got the okay from them, and so her name is Zoe. She's going to be coming with us. She has like a lead investigator scarf nut, so she's going to be.
Oh,
That's fun.
how cute.
She'll come see a cute dog and then talk to us.
Absolutely.
I
So
think
you-
there's going to be
So
a
you guys
lot.
are going to be at the talk about that. There's a steampunk Paracon,
Yep.
September 14th. And
I
15th.
had no idea about that, or I would have tried to go to that too.
yeah,
I've never heard of that.
sounds super fun. Not really into the steampunk scene, but just reading about it, it sounds like they're going to have a lot of cool activities there.
Mhm.
Obviously, people are encouraged to go in costumes, whether it be like a ghost related or steampunk related.
Cool.
Lots of activities for kids. So if people are in that area and they have kids, bring them on. But there's going to be paranormal investigators. There's going to be all
Yeah,
kinds
you
of.
guys are going to have a booth, right?
We are going to have
Yeah.
a booth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's our first time having a booth. We're testing the waters out to see, if people come and say hi. Hopefully they do. Yeah, and we're actually going to be doing a presentation as well, just on how we collect evidence out in the field.
Oh, right on. No, that's cool. So
Excellent.
is this your first
Nice.
speaking gig at a conference?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You're
Good
going
luck.
to have a
It's
ball.
a good time.
Really,
Uh,
you're going to have a ball. And I got a lot of friends from this area. They're going to be going to it also.
Perfect.
So
Awesome.
you might meet a few of the teams from the St. Louis and the I'll call it the east side, the Illinois side of the river.
Awesome.
Foreign
Alton.
lands.
Was it? Yeah, the foreign land. Yeah. No, my Illinois friends know that because I spent half my investigations time over in Illinois. So, because it's right there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like
I'm
It's
30 minutes
way
away.
over there.
yeah.
30 minutes away from me.
It's so far away. Yeah.
I'm
No,
the furthest from these guys. I'm 6.5, 7 hours from all these guys.
No, we're
Yeah.
doing we're at
That's okay.
the Steampunk Paranormal. I like them. I'd never heard it either. As I was scrolling through your Facebook page, we were talking here, when I saw that, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Oh,
We're-
I like steampunk. I'd love to go.
It's all hot. Every time I see them, they all look like they're hot. They look like they're hot. They're hot and uncomfortable. I thought, yeah, I could do that. That'd be cool. But I hate being hot because when I get hot, I get moist, and I don't like it.
There's a big steampunk festival too up north here, up in Hannibal. I think it's over Labor Day weekend.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Okay.
It's been going on for quite a few years. So,
cool.
We're just 2 weeks after that, the Border Town.
Yes.
Yep. Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bordertown, Southeast Kansas Bordertown Paracon. We have it every, it's the last Saturday of every September.
It's the reason why this show is.
Yeah. Where is it at exactly?
It's in Caney, Kansas.
Katy, Kansas. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
The
If you guys
price
get a chance
to get in there is fantastic.
well, all of us will be there.
We'll be
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
there.
My team runs it, and then these guys all come hang out with us,
Yep.
participate.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a
It's gonna
good
be
time.
awesome.
There's a cool little graveyard, or a little graveyard. There's a cool graveyard nearby that has a lot of activity.
Didn't it?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Mm.
Pretty neat.
I guess that's 2.5 hours away from you guys.
It's not bad. I mean, that's an easy drive for us. So.
Right?
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
Okay. We'll check that
Kind of
out.
what it is from us, yeah. So
I have to stop at the Rocking Horse restaurant because it's like the halfway point for me.
Where's the Rocking Horse restaurant
I
at?
think it's I'm sorry, not Rocking Chair.
Rocking
Oh,
Chair.
that's what it was,
It's not too far from Springfield on
Okay.
40
Okay.
along 44.
Yeah.
So
anyhow, we got like 5 minutes left of the show. What I want to know is how would people contact you guys if they wanted investigation or wanted to go to one of your events or any of that stuff?
Yeah. The Linktree link is the best. So I think that's been dropped in, but just go to Linktree/Cam Paranormal. That'll take you to all of our socials.
And that's in our chat.
Yep. Including the email address and the website. So you can click the link to the email. It automatically pulls up an email. You can just send us your information. If you have something that you'd like us to check out, please do that. You can also reach out to us on the website and the Facebook page as well. So we have a Facebook page and a Facebook group. Facebook page is mainly just where we post any of our events and our YouTube pages or YouTube videos, but the group is actually more of a discussion group. So if members or if just the general public want to talk, they're free to do that in that group. So those are the best ways of contacting us.
Now, we've talked a lot about different places that you've been to, and these are public places. Do you do homes as well?
We haven't ventured into that yet.
Not
so we're not opposed to it. Someone reached out to us a few months back And what they were asking was a little beyond us.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
we didn't want to take something on that we know we can't do or can't deliver. And
Yeah.
what they-
Man, you don't know how good that makes me feel because so many people are so
Right.
gung-ho to go it, and then they go in and they can easily get slaughtered in a home. So,
Right.
homes are different animals altogether.
yeah,
So I'm
and
glad that you guys got enough head on your shoulders to know, not
Yeah.
us.
yeah, the
Yeah.
expectation there of what they wanted. It's like there's no possible way that we could, get you an answer to that. So no, we
Yeah.
couldn't do that.
They are tough. They are really tough.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know Adrian's done a lot more than I have. I've probably done in the 15 plus years, maybe 50 or 60 of them early. And then I'm like, this is too much.
Yeah.
This is
Most
Most
way
of our
too
most of our like
Home
300
residents.
investigations were homes.
Private residents are crazy, especially whenever you go in not knowing what's going on, and then you find out some kinky stuff is going on, and then you're like, no.
What's wrong with that? No, anyhow, no. We got okay, a couple minutes.
Like, that is not my alley. Let's go that way. Who's left? Let's leave.
Before we lose time, next week it is Mo's turn.
Mo.
So
Mo.
what do we got next week, Mo?
Mo, Larry and Curly. We have Karen and Dave Drewley, some friends of mine. They're from Arnold, Missouri area, so about 30 minutes south of me here. But Karen is a model, an actress. She and her husband are both filmmakers and producers. He's also a photographer, and I think they've had some interesting movies, and I think they may have also won some awards for some of their movies.
Oh, right.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, some of their films.
Archie.
Nice.
So they're going to come on the show next week.
Okay, that's awesome.
Cool.
Good times. We get it. I want to say to you, Pam and Devin, thank you very much for being on the show.
Yes, it was
good time.
awesome.
Enjoyed it.
Great.
For having us.
Yes, thank you.
We're gonna have to get together after we do Missouri State and compare some notes.
We will.
Yes.
Yeah.
Might have to have you back on again so we can talk.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
All right.
Stick around after the show, or stick around until we get back together here. Just a minute.
Yeah. After well,
Yeah, sure.
after the thing. I'm a little. My sugar's still high, so hey.
No.
All right, everybody. See y'all next week, and
Stay amok.
stay amok.
Stay amok.
Yeah, definitely. As I get
Bye,
time.
everybody.
Bye.